Hey guys, it's Tuesday. I don't know what to do today because I don't have a challenge and I don't know what to talk about. So I'm going to read you a story I wrote in school, which is really good. I got a 9 out of 10, so it must be good. The task was write a story in which loneliness plays a central part. And I had to use a flashback in it so well. "Mom! Mom!" he shouted. "Mom! Where are you?" Crying. He started crying. Crying like no one had ever cried before. He shouted until he reached the highest pitch of his voice. 5 years old, just a child, alone. He continued shouting and crying and shouting without leaving the room. That room, which meant so much in his little world, represented an obstacle between him and his mother. The door, that simply wooden rectangle which she had opened every time he needed her. But now, nothing. Not even the light entered through a space between the door and the floor, not even that. This wasn't the first time he had had a nightmare. He had one every night. Sleeping was an obligation, but if he had the chance to skip the night, he would definitely do it. Nightmares seemed real to him, and this might just have been one. "Mommy, are you there? Is Daddy there?" Daddy. That's how he used to call his father. Used to. A car accident. A year ago. He remembered him mostly in moments of panic, but now he only had his mommy. Daddy! He might have thought why this had happened to him, but who can remember? The previous night, Mommy had carried him to bed, as he fall asleep in the living room, watching cartoons. That's the last thing he remembered from the night, before the dream. The dream? He still wasn't sure if he had woken up yet or was this still a dream. He shouted, but still nothing. Finally, he plucked up courage and opened the door. Darkness. Still it all was touched by darkness. That's when he decided to turn on the light. Suddenly, he felt that he was being watched by unknown eyes, evil eyes. For sure, not his mommy's eyes, nor Daddy's. The short corridor between his room and his mother's room looked so long now that he wasn't sure if crossing through it was right. The picture of his dad that had been on the wall were not there now. No protection. The look in Daddy's eyes in the photos inspired him protection. But for some reason, this night they were not there. "Dad!" In a second, he started crying. A year earlier, he had been in a similar situation. He had been in his room and heard Mommy started crying. It had been 2 days since Daddy's death. Mommy had been crying a lot, but that night was particular. He felt that in the absence of Daddy's comfort, he should take care of her. But this was not as easy as he had thought. The corridor was full of ghosts, flying from wall to wall and from the ceiling to the floor. And he was not able to go through. He was not able to keep Mommy. But now there was no ghost, just darkness. But he needed to cross, he needed to. That's when the idea appeared in his mind. What if Mommy was not there? Or even worse, what if she was dead? Dead. What if she had had a car accident, like Daddy? "Mommy! Not you, Mommy! I need you!" He needed to run. Run. Close his eyes and run. Not think of the ghosts, or of Daddy, or of death. Each step made him go away of Mommy's door, but he made it. He made it to the door and opened it. He made it to the door and opened it just to find her on the bed. It was a bright day, no clouds in the sky, alone once again, but this time at the cemetery. 20 years ago his daddy had died. He put a bunch of flowers on the tombstone. He took another bunch of flowers and put it in the tombstone next to Daddy's. Mommy had died 19 years ago, a night he would always remember. I hope you enjoy it. It's a bit dark, as most of my short stories for school. Teachers may think that I'm a bit crazy, but I make videos on YouTube that makes me crazy for parts. My challenge will be to make a coat and a hat made of newspaper. Yes, newspaper paper. That sounds strange, but yes, it's not that hard. I make the video with it, so who will have to do this? It will be DFTVA, the wild card. So I will choose Millie. I want you to do that, and I think you'll do that next week. So, well, see you all next week. DFTVA.